Moving on, and then obviously we've discussed sort of the young core, the rebuild core at the bottom of, at the bottom end of the age curve in this Juventus squad. But at the top, there is soon to be a 37-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo. He turns 37 next February. Clearly on a massive wage at Juve. Massive. I mean, obviously, scoring 29 Serie A goals is not exactly a drain on resources, but it's possible that he's there will be questions asked in this team. Steve, refresh my memory. Did Allegri work with Ronaldo in that first season, or did they cross paths?
Yes, they did cross paths. They had one season together in which we were knocked out of the Champions League by Ajax. And yeah, I think it's going to be a interesting reunion if there is one. I've seen rumors about a possible meeting with Ronaldo's entourage to discuss a path forward, and whether Dybala is going to be the central figure in bringing the team into the next cycle, as the club always talks in cycles. Um, but yeah, 29 goals. He's obviously in his time here. He's been super important. Uh, but yeah, there's the other side of it where he demands a lot of things. I think Pirlo struggled as a first year coach to get Ronaldo to buy in and play the way that Pirlo wanted him to play. Pirlo uh, in his UEFA Pro license dissertation talked about pressing high, winning the ball back quickly, and playing that style. And Ronaldo's statistics this season is basically the lowest volume presser in all of the top five European leagues. So you want to play a high pressing style, but one of your forwards is not willing to press at all, then obviously there's going to be big problems in breakdown of your team. So there's two sides to the coin. Obviously, you've got the 30 goals and top scoring in the league, but there's also a team of 11 players that you're wondering whether he fits in with, and the throwing up of the arms when he loses the ball or someone doesn't pass to him or doesn't cross to him, it can be extremely frustrating to watch. So um, here's another one where there's it remains to be seen where it's headed, but also at the same time, it's hard to see another team willing to fork out the enormous salary package that it takes to sign him. If I was a betting man, I'd say that he'll be there next season. But yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, it is one of those eternal questions. How do you offload a player on such exorbitant money when no clubs have any of it? I think we were discussing before we started recording, myself and Steve, about how much money Ronaldo is on, and just how much of a sort of an outlay that is, and it's around sort of like 7-8% of how much Juve bring in is Ronaldo's sort of net salary, and you have to think like how much could that be reinvested in a squad? How much of that could be given to a new sporting director, a new manager, a new club hierarchy to refresh a team which perhaps was flagging a little bit at times in this campaign. I think Steve, you said it was only 5 points fewer that they earned compared to the title winning total that under Maurizio Sarri the season before. But of course, 5 points is a lot at the top of the table. I mean, 5 points ended up separating second and fifth, I think, in Serie A this season. So, these are the fine margins that Allegri will be judged on. And I think the Ronaldo debate is an interesting one. It comes into, it speaks to the wider debate of squad planning. Essentially, do you want to be? I know he's going to be turning 37, but he doesn't play like a 37-year-old. In absolutely no way is he like a 37-year-old professional footballer in any other sense of the word. But do you put 7, 8, 9% of your resources into a player like that, who you're going to have to really get back on board? And whether there was any, Steve, I mean, I'm coming to you for this one, but whether there was any sort of maybe not seeing eye to eye with Allegri beforehand, maybe that Ronaldo came in, thought he was the kind of the focal point in this team, and in every sense of the word, not just literally but figuratively as well. Um, you know, with those sort of whispers about Ronaldo's representatives having meetings, is that reactionary to this managerial news? And could Juve be looking at 30 million extra, 30, 40, 50 million extra if they don't have to keep Ronaldo on the books? Obviously, again, the caveat being somebody has to take him, and that's a more difficult task than any. But hypothetically speaking,
I think it's difficult to frame it as a direct opportunity cost because, yes, his wages are 60 million euros per season, but him just arriving at the club pretty much, I had a look at this the other day, kind of brought about just about an equivalent rise in commercial revenue for the club. So, we talk about shirt sales of a player selling themselves, but essentially Ronaldo came in and instantly the club's value, in terms of their commercial value, rose instantly. So it's hard to say whether, you just take him out and all of a sudden you have this extra money, but does some of it go away if he's not there? But, not only does he take a lot of money, he also takes a lot of attention and, has a lot of demands as being one of the greatest players of all time. So I don't really think there was any frosty relationship between him and Allegri, but I just think that maybe the club are looking to, rid themselves. Rid is a bit of a strong word, but rid themselves of that cult of personality that's at the center of the squad, and that everything has to revolve around. And maybe just look to return to a time where, everything, not everything being equal, but not having someone so dominant there that everything has to revolve around.